European finasteride ban update. Alright guys, the European Medicines Agency is currently reviewing whether finasteride should stay on the market in the European Union. Now this review is due to people claiming that it causes depression. And I actually spoke with them this week, guys, and I'm going to go through an email I received from one of their correspondents with you. Okay, so firstly, they pretty much just reviewed the current situation. They then state that this review was triggered because finasteride and dutasteride may cause suicidal ideation, and that they already have well-known psychiatric side effects like causing depression and sexual dysfunctions. However, guys, the idea that finasteride is already a proven cause of depression, it isn't scientifically true, as there is no scientific evidence confirming and proving this. In fact, the evidence actually shows the contrary right now, such as this study from 2024 which studied over 2 million finasteride users and showed no link to depression. I'd also like to bring up this very recent study only completed this year. Now, this study showed no significant link from finasteride to depression from 2006 to 2011. However, around the time that social media started rising and online fear-mongering forums started to boom, the term post-finasteride syndrome was coined, and this was in 2012. At the same time, the newly formed Post-Finasteride Syndrome Foundation was started. These guys filed lawsuits against Merck, the original company that created finasteride. Now, to avoid the legal battle, Merck decided to just change the side effects label. However, post-finasteride syndrome is still not a medically recognized condition, guys. Now, we can see in the study, as soon as the possibility of depression was mentioned in the finasteride side effects leaflet, boom, suddenly an onslaught of people start to experience it in the general population. Now, interestingly, in the same study, the researchers also looked at dutasteride. This treatment literally does the same thing as finasteride, but it is much stronger. And unlike finasteride, which only inhibits type 2 5-alpha reductase, dutasteride also blocks type 1 and type 3. And type 1 does have an impact on neurosteroids, which would be more likely to affect your mental state. However, dutasteride is not talked about in the media. And oh, look at that. Even though dutasteride blocks up to 90% of your DHT compared to around 70% with finasteride, there was no link to depression on the same timescale. Now, the researchers in this study suggest